All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for ReZero Season 2, Episode 16.
I think we can definitively say at this point that Otto is best girl.
I don't know. I mean, Emilia and Subaru,
Subaru did make that confession. That was pretty
their
awesome.
moment, you know? And there are all the other amazing girls out there.
That's true. That is true.
I don't know. Otto, if anything, has entered the competition.
Right.
It's like it's like a Smash character getting introduced.
Yeah, he's in the competitive meta.
Yeah.
You know,
he slides into the stage.
That's right.
He deals into the stage. You know, he
gallops into the stage of atop Patrash.
Yes, Patrash. Yes.
But in this situation, the bet is going along fairly well. It seems like. There's
fairly well.
Complication with Emilia, but you know, Subaru went and talked to her. And, oh yeah, that whole thing too.
It's kind of an
wee little problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hairy situation.
And now he's here.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Good luck. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Crap. Oh, and there's a scar.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's talk this boy down. What about you? Shit.
Wow, and he actually backs down. And Subaru takes a step forward.
Yeah. This feels like
Oh, I want to see her.
Oh
God.
Oh shit.
Oh,
lovely. So that trauma wasn't able to have anything else said about it. That was just the end of the story.
Yeah. I would like to rage.
Yeah.
Well, Subaru, we tried, but here we go.
I get the feeling he's actually going to be a lot more dangerous now than he ever has been in the previous iterations.
Yeah.
No way.
Hey! A big sweet baka! Okay!
Hey, alright, let's go! Wait, what? What?
Okay, darkness, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Whoa!
What was that? What happened?
Yeah! Something,
Wait, what?
Wow.
And he takes it. Yeah!
There had to be a better way to say that, like... Oh, he lost a tooth! Yeah. Don't become me back then, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
now
exactly.
What kind of observation hockey is this?
Whoa!
Wait, hold on.
Satala's giving him some, like, measure of, like, her power.
I think so. Wait!
Whoa, no way! An unseen hand? Wait, what?
Holy shit, wait!
Oh!
This is him going full Archbishop, like, isn't it? Wait!
Ah!
Hey! Yeah! Alright, yeah, if you had a problem with how I said it before, then power of friendship.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say, one of your little phrases actually made sense. Like, I got that one, Garf.
Right, even though we have no idea what a coin stone is.
Right. But okay, so he fractured some part of like a. Okay, right.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
ガーフ起きたの？
目覚めた。
ならとっととどきなさい。
Oh my god! You need a translation for that, Garf, you know?
Yeah, Don't think about it too
don't
much,
seek
you'll
after
fuck it
all
up.
that purpose stuff and everything. There's people around you that makes it simple. Yeah. Way to go, Rem.
負け猫ガーフ。いつまでもうだうだと。
Did you just...
女の前でどれだけ惨めになれば気が済む。ガーフが変われるのか。それともうずくまったまま動けない小さな。
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa,
確
Rem.
かめてみたらいいの。泣くほど怖い目にあったら、ラムが慰めてあげるわ。古い付き合いのよしみで。
Alright, Garf. You got this.
まずは己の過去と向き合い。
Deep-rooted childhood trauma.
いいんです。でも、ガーフがかわい
Yeah,
そう。
because he doesn't understand.
Uh,
How could he?
yeah.
Because Garf can't go.
母さん、外に行っちゃ。
これを、ダーちゃん。お母さん、行ってくるわね。
ダメだ。
あなたのお父さんを連れて戻る。
Oh, he left. Something big there.
違う。母さんは外に幸せになるために。
お母様は
Yeah.
私のこともガーフのこと
Oh.
も愛してくれていましたわ。そのこ
Whoa.
とに不満があるんですの。
ふざけんな。愛されててそれがなんだって。
愛されていない方が気が楽だったですもんね。お母様に愛されていたこと、本当は覚えていたのでしょう。
Yeah.
額の傷はお母様の口づけを忘れたくて、ガーフは
Yep. You'll find your purpose in that,
Very
Garf.
freeing question,
Yep.
too.
求められてることをして
誰の
Yeah, who expects you? Yeah.
俺様を必要としてる奴らに、そいつらが思い出させてくれたからだ。
Mm.
Wow, his voice is so calm now.
Yeah.
There's no edge to it.
Uh-huh.
Look at that smile.
愛してくれてたこと。
With his little jagged teeth and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really sweet. Oh, okay. All right. They're at the time, I think. Makes sense.
All right.
そのわしはわしたちは
似合わねえ面してんじゃねえよ、ババアたち。区切りやつけてきたつもり。
Wow. Didn't know that was in your vocabulary, dude.
Look at her smile.
Huh?
残り
Yeah.
の試練もそいつは俺様の役目じゃねえ。
そうよ。それは私のお仕事だもの。
You know.
Arigato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
お前今お礼言った。二度は言わない。いいか。確かに俺様が負けた。やれや。大将。
Wow. Oh, Daisho.
Wow.
Even in the dark.
年上なんだから多めに見なさい。
まあそうなる。って待て。
ガーフは今年でようやく。
Oh my god! That makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Garf's a little like he was a little tween basically like not long ago. No. I think you're looking for support from him, yeah, just a little bit.
Hey.
As a
promise,
as
yeah.
a promise.
Well, what I love about that is that.
What?
大将にちっとばかし謝んなきゃいけねえことがあってよ。なんだよ首相。
Is this where we get the bombshell to end the episode? You know?
俺様見ちゃった。大将がそのなんだひしこいた結果を。しまった忘れてた。だってお前が入る流れになるとか。うるせえ忘れろ。
Wait.
ガキじゃねえんだから見ないふりしてってガキだった。
スバルのバカ。
Oh my god.
君ならできる。
Oh.
Wow.
応援してる。これが済んだらデートしよう。
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that time he spent was working on this.
Oh, that's great.
絶対の絶対謝るまで許してあげないんだから。やあ、ここ数日は本当に千客万来だね。あれだけ醜態を晒してよくもまあおめおめと顔を出せるものだね。
Alright, alright.
僕も驚かされるよ。挫折して泣きじゃくっても慰めてくれる男にこびて許しを得る不死だらな女め。どうか言ったらどうだい？魔女の娘。
Oh. That's a Gurren Lagann point right there.
Oh shit, yeah, the Subaru pose.
Yes.
Frozen Witch, okay.
Uh-huh. Ah.
Alright.
Ah. Ah, okay. All right.
Go.
Nobody can lift a Queen Stone alone.
Yes.
All right. This is a good episode. That was
cool.
All right, Garf.
Oh,
Garf
boy.
has been won over.
Yep.
Garf has come to an understanding of himself. He's accepted his past. He's let go of those bonds that were basically holding him back.
Right.
He's been told off by both, and well, not both. Everyone. He's been told off by basically, like, especially Ram, but Subaru, even a little bit of Emilia.
Yep.
Patrash came in here to give a final word.
That's right.
I love this, and in some ways, he told off himself in the trial by having this be something where he realized, okay, this is what actually happened. So the magic of the the sanctuary allowed him to get a probable perspective of, okay, she went to go find your father. So that has nothing to do with her happiness. If anything, she might have been doing this entirely because, well,
because she cared about you guys.
She cared about you guys, or at the very least, she just needed to find her own resolution with her husband. So
yeah, but
who's to say, man?
Right, but it was a complicated situation, right? And I love that they made it where he was just trying to reduce things to something simple, so that way it would make it easier, right? He wouldn't have to remember the fact that she loved him,
right?
Because that makes it painful.
That makes it way painful.
And the fact that one, he was a baby when this happened.
Yeah.
And two, the fact that he's still not that old.
No.
He's 14, right? He's not gonna be able to understand and process all this stuff, especially when he doesn't have any parents, that he knows of, right? Like the whole idea of dad, it's like, oh, that's what it was. Like, I don't think he's ever met his father. Two,
probably not.
His sister left a while ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
So he has been having to deal with this all on his own, which results in him not dealing with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The idea that when the version of his sister in the trial is basically like, this concludes your past.
Yeah, that was him basically.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I mean,
but
Echidna, but that was essentially him talking to himself.
But that is, oh man, I love it so much, because on the one hand, you could see it as being like he just has this short little backstory and that's it. But then it's like, no.
His whole thing was based around trying to forget this.
Well, trying to forget it and based around trauma, right? From a very young age. And
hence why he wanted to forget it.
Right. Like one of the things when I did some therapy that blew me away, that my therapist told me, is that trauma can start incredibly young. Like things that you don't even truly remember, right? But it has that strong effect. And so, it basically dominated his life from then on. So, what past? He's been stuck. He's been frozen in time ever since.
Yeah. He's been eternally present in that regard. So there's been nothing that continues, nothing that builds.
Right.
And thus, Ram would never really reciprocate anything from him, because he's just a man who's locked away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And I love the idea also then that he has this godlike, form and power, and he's just a scared little kid.
Right. It's a wonderful sort of coming of age kind of predicament, because Subaru's struggle in the story, he's the main character, right? But his struggles in the story are a very different type, right?
Very
different. But with Garf, the idea that, yes, you have this great power. With great power comes great responsibility. But it's actually a danger to you and, well, not necessarily you, but to those around you.
If you don't have any purpose attached to it.
If you don't have any purpose attached to it. Yeah. And it's kind of also a danger to you, because it allows you to not face the things that you need to face, right? Because you can kind of hide behind it.
Well, I don't think he had much to hide behind. I think if anything, I think the power was just a thing that gave him a sense of purpose. But I don't think he had much to hide behind. Hence why he was such a short-fused, just kind of constantly going off at the slightest bit of anything. Why he would never go anywhere near the trials, the entrance there and stuff. And
that's actually why I think he was hiding behind it. And maybe this is just the difference of perspectives, opinions, or whatever, splitting hairs. Who knows? But the way that he would constantly go to, all right, hulked out transformation, to squash the things that basically would offer some counterpoint, some differing view, whenever there was a strong disagreement, because, well, I can do that, right? We're all just going to stay here, right? I'm going to make sure that no one else moves forward as well.
Right.
That everyone stays frozen in time just like I am.
Yeah, that felt like more of a thing of where he wasn't hiding behind that. He had basically made that his purpose, and thus he didn't do that until they actually started to make things happen that would change up the dynamic of the sanctuary. And yet, he spent most of his time just hanging out regular, and stuff like that, because everything was staying, for the most part, the same. Even though people would, I would say, pretty regularly kind of be like, yeah, Garf's a little, yeah. Not really much we can do there.
Right. Stubborn and doesn't...
No self-awareness,
Stubborn, no self-awareness, and as a result, there's not really any way to connect with him. Like regardless of whether Ram would want to or not, it just wouldn't work. There would be no opportunity there.
Right.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the lap pillow at the end, but then pushing him off. Pushing,
I really liked that.
Pushing the head off, yes, he's a half beast or whatever, right? So he's not actually going to be hurt by his head slapping onto stone.
He feels pain, just like anyone else.
But he feels pain, right? And that, oh man,
I think that was perfect, because one of the strength in numbers things that Ram kind of represented there was just the, hey, I'm not going to make this easy for you just because, you're feeling bad about this.
Sure.
That's the natural consequence that you should have, because you've been a baka this whole time.
Right.
I am not going to punish you necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just reward you either.
Right. I'm going to try and help you, but there's also going to be the points where I push your head off my lap,
and say, what are you going to do?
Right.
You need to solve this. And that was kind of my thought about it, was just she's just like, okay, I've been doing this just so, when you're when you're not conscious or what have you, I just keep you rested here. But
right.
Oh, now you can take action now. Get to it then.
Right.
Get off my lap and
you've been through a lot, kid. But now, okay, you're oh, good, you're finally awake, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And his backstory is one that I feel like does have some parallels to Subaru in that he is in a lot of ways like Subaru, wondering why he's here.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And Subaru's faults in some ways have pushed him into spaces where he ends up living for others instead of actually like loving himself and taking care of himself.
Right.
And Garf was doing something rather similar, except that his thing was about nothing.
Right.
He was maybe taking on this slight bit of a protective thing with regards to Ryuzu.
Yeah.
But or just the Chrome clones in general. But
he was doing things that he professed to be for others, but really it was just for himself, but it wasn't even really helping himself. It was holding himself back.
Yeah, I don't even think he was doing things for himself, though. I think he was just wanting to find a place where he felt like he had a reason to do anything.
Well,
because everything else what in the past had been burned away except that point, which was the focus for the pain of the scar, like why he remembers that was something of why I'm here.
When I say doing something for himself, I don't mean it's necessarily very good for himself, but you know that it's addressing it's an attempt to address some personal issue or in reaction to some personal issue. You know, like he feels pain over the fact that his mother left, right? So it's I'm going to do some messed up logic loop to try and get it to the point where it doesn't feel quite as bad. And then in order to make sure that there isn't any exacerbated pain for me, I'm going to protect everyone else and make sure that they never leave. You know?
Right.
It's like...
Yeah. So that's why Frederica basically was like, you're going to have problems with him, not because he's evil or not because he's antagonistic towards you necessarily. It's just once anyone gets to the sanctuary, they're going to have problems with him because he's not a fan of things changing in the sanctuary.
That's probably why she left. Because if you think about it, that's the big question in my mind is like, okay, I get that she maybe wanted to go to the mansion so that way they could have a place to go to after they leave, right? You know?
Yeah.
But
she kind of needed to show him rather than just maybe keep telling him that they should move on.
Because I get the feeling she told him quite a few times before, but it didn't work. And she left. She joined the mansion a while ago. So if Garf is 14 right now, what was he 8 when she left? You know, like. I can't imagine it was too much older than that, right?
Yeah, to be fair, I will probably wait until we get back to Frederica again before I make any guesses in this
as far
regard.
As like numbers and things like that.
Well, no, just with regards to why.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
One of the things that's a little bit then concerning is that why not do what your mother asked and take care of him? Because she was given a purpose.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
He wasn't.
That's true.
So at the very least, she could have basically just told him, I wanted to take care of you. That's what Mom asked of me to do. It makes Mom happy if I do this.
Sure.
And if she left, the long time ago, if he had this much trouble understanding things at 14 or 13,
I can't imagine what it would have been like
when he was a kid. Yeah, like a really little kid, you know. So
yep. And I'm guessing it was probably still a chaotic handful and everything, and she probably wouldn't have felt equipped, you know, in a lot of ways either. But
yeah, there might also have been a thing it's just a really dumb guess, but there might have been just a thing of where her being around reminded him of his mother. And,
possibly.
And he's just stronger than her.
Sure, he is the full half beast, you know, rather than quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So if it came down to a spat between the two of them, it might not be safe for her to be here.
That's true. That's true.
So, you know, it's complicated probably. Yeah. But I really love how Subaru basically then took all this upon himself, pulled out Shamak to cast darkness, basically, right? But in doing so, and this is something that he seemed to know would happen, he basically broke open some kind of seal on his sloth witch factor, or
Yep.
basically was able to master it. There was something that broke in
Right.
that. And the sloth witch factor, which he got from Betelgeuse, released an unseen hand.
That's kind of crazy. Like,
Like,
okay. Now, granted, it was one little punch from the heart, you know, kind of a thing. Like it.
yeah, exactly.
You know, a cowboy once told me that a real fighter's, you know, weapon
Gun is in his
is
heart.
in his heart, right?
Yeah.
But bro, you have telekinesis now. That's a form of it.
Yeah,
That's
does he have
crazy.
Yeah, does he have to invoke basically an aspect of the witch's power in order for like okay. So let's this is the weird mechanics of it. He got himself into physical danger.
Right.
Cast Shamak. At that moment, the little cracks went along the white orb or what have you, and they
Yeah.
shattered it a bit. There was the bit of the time freezing whatever thing. It's hard to know whether or not that's actually
It's
what was
probably
happening,
just an
or
effect,
just for the
you know.
effect of
Yeah.
showing what was going on in slow motion, and it's just stop motion instead
Right.
of slow. Then he goes over and punctures the form
Right,
with,
with
the
the
crystal,
which
that he
apparently-
got from Frederica.
And apparently Puck was residing in the crystal to help take him out of the form, and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
You know,
was that Puck?
well, yeah, because we heard his voice for a bit when the thing was
Right,
like
right.
glowing and stuff, which is
Yeah.
cool because Subaru really didn't have a way to actually deal with Garf's
Really
beast
did
form.
not. Yeah,
He didn't. If you were to have any kind of like Deus Ex Machina way of doing it, it would be Puck, because Puck's the world ender. You know, like if there were anybody that could do something like that, it would be Puck, right?
Right.
And since we haven't really seen too much of Puck up till now, it's kind of helpful that, you know, he was able to you know, do Subaru a solid here. Because because the conversation before Garf transformed was huge, because it made Garf basically raw and emotionally vulnerable, right? Even if he wasn't being vulnerable with himself, it got under his skin.
Yeah.
Then he dug deep and he's like, nope, I'm holding on to this. I'm stubborn. He transforms. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Puck deals with the transformation. Awesome, right? Now we can actually, now you can't hide behind it anymore, Garf. You can't just squash me because I'm saying things that make you uncomfortable and I'm challenging your worldview. You got to really put your money where your mouth is. And are you just gonna, is this something that you'll really struggle against? Or you'll just use your win card and say, nope, if you disagree with me, then you die, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So when... Yeah, maybe there's a really hungry cat inside. So I thought it was Puck, but I didn't want to make a guess just in case I was like completely off. But okay. Then the other bit with this I thought was rather cool is this is him utilizing the love, if you will, that Satala has for him.
Sure.
And forcing that to unlock the
witch factor.
The sloth witch factor. Yeah. Or the sloth factor, whatever it's called. But he says thank you, which was her thing of like, you should be more grateful. You should show more gratitude for what I do for you. And it's like, okay, this is the thin line he's walking. He's invoking, you know, the witch's power. He's utilizing everything at his disposal. He is in some ways showing us, not necessarily Garf, the strength in numbers. Garf has no idea about all these little things that needed to all work together in order to take him down.
But he's about to.
Because
then Patrash comes in.
And
that was...
Now, before that,
first
he takes the hit.
Yeah, he takes the punch. And I gotta say, I loved that. That was so wonderful. There's a scene in another anime called Black Lagoon that has a very similar kind of set up for the scene where it's the two characters having a conversation that is heated enough that they're going to come to blows, right? And the one person has the strength so that they could demolish the other person so that they don't have to actually partake in the conversation. And then the person takes it, the very much the average Joe kind of main character takes it and doesn't, holds their ground and everything. Like it almost felt like it could have been a reference with how they shot it. I loved it. It was so good, right? And the idea that Subaru, I believe that he would be the kind of person that would be able to take the punch, right? Because one, it's from Garf, so it's like that's kind of crazy.
But he mentally can take it as well.
But he mentally can take it.
He's not gonna...
The amount of punishment that Subaru has been through, it's like a punch, like, yes, you're strong, but that's no problem.
I'm not gonna die, so I'll be fine.
I'll be absolutely fine.
I've been through way worse.
Yep.
So I loved also how much of this felt like just calling back to things that they brought up in the season was, well, we have the thing with the unseen hand, which was really cool. But Patrash was body slammed by Garf really early on in season 2.
Sweet vengeance.
So this is Patrash being like, I remember.
Well, yeah, actually, wasn't there a point where it like showed like a flashback or something?
Yeah, that's what I was just showing you right here.
Oh, yeah.
Right in front of the actual, trial sanctuary entrance.
Right, yes, because since that was before Subaru went into the trial for the first time, that was something that was part of the canon timeline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's great. But yeah, Subaru's new power.
Yes.
I'm not...
Invisible Providence, okay.
Yeah.
It's an aspect of the reward that he got, basically, for defeating Betelgeuse in Season 1.
Right. Okay.
I believe.
Now, I am very curious to see how this progresses, because there was some really good...
He'll become an Archbishop in a lot of ways.
Well, right. But there were some really good limiting, pun intended, factors. In that, one, he was exhausted afterwards. Two, it was a single arm and a single punch. It was a very straightforward punch, right? Like, it wasn't something complicated, no grabbing or anything.
Yeah.
Just, all right, I charge it up or whatever, and then it does the uppercut.
Yeah.
Okay. But, like, we saw how crazy things can get with this power through Betelgeuse. So I'm very curious to see how this gets utilized in the future.
It's going to be Ora at some point in the future.
Probably.
But I also really like that if you want to go and look at it with a little bit of context here, he might not have collapsed entirely just because of the unseen hand or the punch from Garf or just the stress of the whole thing. But because he stayed up all late last night.
That's true.
Writing on the walls of the inner parts of the sanctuary.
Yep.
Where the trial grounds are. For Emilia, all these things of encouragement, these little drawings of Puck, and just being like, hey.
Let's make this as happy of an environment as possible. You got this, girl. Yeah. Oh, man. Like...
it's really cool.
And seeing Garf smile at the end, when he goes...
smile all throughout this. Like,
well, right, but like in particular when he goes into the trial, right, to face it again, and then he gives that sharp-toothed smile, and it's like, okay, all right. Like, especially knowing that he's 14.
Yeah. Around
that age, you don't generally, like, or at least for me... I wasn't exactly the smiling type of person.
Well, you weren't. Yeah, that's
no.
I think
that's definitely a me thing,
and
right?
A you thing. Yeah.
But at the same time, most people around that age, with that level of angst that Garf has, feel like it's more of the thing of no, I'm dangerous, right? Rather than the being secure enough in yourself to acknowledge to yourself and to the world around you when you're truly happy. And I loved that.
Yeah, that
I loved
really,
that so much.
Really sweet. I have genuine question though for the comments community. Pass it along through Discord.
Oh yeah.
When he said that I saw you desperate, my mind went to three things. Is this some kind of a goofy joke with regards to something that Subaru was doing alone? Is this a thing with regards to the fact of where he was freaking out when Otto was something there. Is this something from really early on in season 2 that I've
right,
just
like
forgotten
before the
about?
trial or something like that? Or
Yeah, something like that. Or is this with regards to the Emilia Subaru confession? Because I really thought it was something with regards to the auto scene at the beginning and end, really, of the season part transition, you know?
Right, but there were some things that he said that makes it seem like that doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Because then he would have also been privy to like some of their planning and things like that. But then at the same time, like when would that have happened exactly?
Yeah, I think it's something that happened way earlier on in season 2.
You're probably right.
And that's why he was saying, I didn't know you weren't meant to I wasn't expecting you to come in. When he said that, that's why that means it was in it. It means it was in one of the buildings,
right?
Or this is maybe something that could relate to it.
Oh,
it's when Garf captured him.
Sure.
At some point, like before.
Yeah.
And there was a point, I believe, where Subaru was really desperate. Oh, wait.
After the trial, maybe?
No, I think I figured it out.
What?
When Subaru was banging his head against the floor.
Oh.
In the part where he got captured, I believe that's the point that would work for this.
Now,
because he was trying to die, basically. Right. But
was that in the one where he got eaten by the bunnies, though?
Well, no. Hold on. It could have been a timeline that gets rewritten.
Yeah.
But either way, it's similar enough to
Garf's situation.
Trying to
that would definitely stand out to him if it was something that wasn't that was in a canon timeline.
But that might have been. That's why in some ways I'm having trouble remembering it, because there were so many that were redos.
We had a lot of iterations on this arc. Like if we think about this arc as a whole, just by episode count, damn. It's a big one.
It is,
so keeping track of like, wait, which happened when and at what point, and like you almost need a diagram for it.
Or what you need to do basically is just take the part where they started iterating and before that,
right,
and be like, all right, this is locked in.
Yeah,
and then everything that came after that, until they started planning with Otto,
right,
all that never happened for Garf's perspective, basically.
Right.
So yeah. Unless they start getting into some reveals that there are things leaking through because of the sanctuary's properties or something.
That would be pretty crazy.
Also, because potentially, if Echidna's involved at the trials, there's a possibility that she can pass things that she's acquired knowledge-wise around.
Now, she is greedy. Why would she ever want to give things to other people?
I mean, if she's already has them.
Yes.
I mean, why would she offer herself to Subaru if she's so greedy,
That's true. He's already drank her bodily fluids or whatever. Yeah.
But Emilia is doing the present part of the trial, the second stage.
Oh, was it the second stage or?
I mean, she should be, right? She's only done one stage. Every time she's gone to do the trial, it was the past, and she kept collapsing and freaking out because of it.
That's what I figured it was, is that she still hadn't gone through the past one.
No, I think she has.
Like actually successfully. I don't know. We'll see in the next episode. But yeah, she does the Subaru pose with pointing up to the sky and being like, "Hey, I'm," and then saying her name and all that stuff.
Well, what's cool about this is that Subaru had just confessed to her earlier, and while these episodes are very large, you have to remember that this just happened.
29:44 for this episode.
Yeah, she just basically had the conversation with Subaru.
Yep.
And, everything that he told her, in some ways, was something she was partially willing to accept here. This is just who I am. I'm the witch of what, ice, she said?
Ice or frost or something like that?
Yeah. But when we get the bit right before she sees Echidna, she says, "I swear I'm never ever going to forgive you until you apologize." Now,
for leaving her alone.
Yeah. Now, what I think is maybe something that we might be misinterpreting here, or I might be misinterpreting a little bit, is just that this is just verbiage in English that we never say. No one over here says, "I'll never ever forgive you."
Right, yeah.
That's just something we don't say.
Yep.
So whenever someone says this, I have to wonder whether or not they're actually being 100% serious here.
I think in this situation, she is definitely not being serious. It's part of it's the acknowledgement of, oh, I felt so betrayed, but you were actually doing something with, for me that whole time.
Right.
Oh, I'll never ever forgive you until you apologize.
Yeah, and that was basically what I wanted to preface before I came up with that explanation, because I was like, so guys, she's not really meaning this.
Right, she's got the smile and the upturned eyebrows and everything. Like she's like, this is the sweetest thing ever, and basically, I'll make you pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because then immediately after, she channels Natsuki Subaru with his pose, and I'm simply Amelia. Like that's all I need. Yep. I love it. I cannot wait for an Amelia Echidna confrontation.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
Like if they actually show it, like that would be fantastic.
Yep.
So,
oh boy,
y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.